What did Giggsy say to you? Did he advise you or anything, or
Yeah,
what was the conversation you had with him?
I think when people ask me what's the best advice you ever give, and it would probably be from him. Only 2 words, and it was just be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And you take that as, I mean, you can learn off everyone and do, but you ultimately here because of what you do and what you bring. And that's kind of, I relate back to, I mean, maybe the start of the season, maybe the end of last season, is I kind of came away from that and tried to be like other players and looked at other players. Oh, I need to be like him, need to be like that. But that was kind of this season where I thought, no, I'm here for a reason. And I looked back at loads of old clips of me being me, and I looked back at them, I'm like, and then looked at my new clips and thought, I mean, I'm from what I got bought from Swansea to Man United, I'm not doing that. Mm-hmm. And it was kind of a reality check to me of, I mean, you can take from him, you can take from different players around your position and around you, but ultimately you're here because of what you do. And it goes back to what Giggsy said to me, and it just be yourself. And
so what do you think? What is the change then from then till now? When you say you look back at old clips,
it was kind of. I mean, it was in this game. I was watching, and being a winger and stuff, you want to get the fans off their seats. Mm-hmm. And I looked back at games, and it was like, yeah, I had a good game, I kept the ball, but I was just being safe. Yeah. And in this game, I always go back to the quote: "Is being safe is so dangerous." In this game, being safe is dangerous if you want to be at the top. And this is when I look back at it as why do I need to be safe? Why do I need to keep the ball? Because in myself, I was like, if I lose it, I mean, the fans will be on my back. And it kind of got a position of, no, I don't care. If I lose it, I'll get it back and I'll go at him again. And that was kind of the check of, I look back at Swansea clips, and obviously when I first signed for United, of what I was doing best. And that was just, when I get the ball, go at the defender. Doesn't matter if you lose it, you win it back. And that's what I kind of come back to. And it was a big change of me, but I had to obviously look at things back, look what I can do better. And as I said, yeah, it was about, not being safe.
That's very, very honest assessment.
You touch on the fans there, Dan, and you say about, you want to be safe all the time. But do you think now, because maybe this season there has been no fans, that you've been able to express yourself a little bit more because you don't hear the moans and groans of the fans? Or
you say that, but I think you feel a little bit more pressure because you feel like they're all watching at home, and I think it does kick you on sometimes, especially when you're going forward and they're all screaming, they're up on their feet. If you lose it, you win it back. And whether I'm here or not, I think I'd be exactly the same, because I'd still be looking. I think obviously I haven't been playing as much at the start of the season, and it was about, do I want to accept this and just not play and just be in the background? I was like, no, I want to be here. I don't want to be anywhere else. And brilliant. I spoke to the gaffer about it, and I think it was before the Champions League game, the Istanbul, and I said to him, I'm ready to play. I'm ready. And he said, I can see that in training. I can see that the way you're putting yourself, and you look back to you. And again, I said, I'm ready to play. And I think coming out of that meeting, and sometimes it's hard to go to the gaffer. I think me myself, I mean, I speak to him every day, but going to him one-to-one and being confident and saying, I'm ready to play. I mean, you kind of have to go out your comfort zone a little bit. Yeah. But I think going out of that conversation, I think he loved that I did that. And as I said, he played me in that game, and I come on and scored, and then from then on it was kind of, right, what can I go and do now? How can I get myself back in this team? How can I be around it more? And it was just doing about everything I can in training every day. And as I said, it's games every 3 days, so you end up training and there's maybe like 7 or 8 players, so it's about getting the most out of that and being ready for the big games. And that goes back to the Leeds game. Was it just before Christmas or just after, I think, where it was a big game. We was going to have to cover a lot of ground, and it was just like I had to make myself ready for a game. I thought, I haven't played in ages, but if I just sack off training, if I don't want to be my best, it's not going to help me and it's not going to help the team. No. So I need to be ready of when he calls myself and says, right, you're going to play this game, I need to be ready. And that Leeds game, I was certainly ready to be able to do that. And I think for quite a few days after, I was tired mentally and physically. But I think from then it was just like I just need to kick on and do more and just be the best you can be in every day in training and not. I mean, it's easy when it's easy when you're not playing to just be in the background and not try at training, and just not try. I think if you ask anyone, but it doesn't help you. And it was just about what goals and that's where it's a reality check of right. I need to do everything I can now. What can I concentrate now? I'm not playing. What can I concentrate? Gym, analysis, everything around me, psychology, everything to be able to. So when I do play, I am ready and show the manager that I'm ready.
You also obviously not played against Swansea yet, but do Leeds feel like a former team? You scored against them?
No, because I didn't actually sign for them. Obviously, it was going back to that Swansea. We actually played them 3 weeks after I didn't sign for them. When I went to Leeds, they actually chanted my name. We actually ended up getting beat that day, but it was honestly so strange. It was so strange going back there.
I bet you can't wait to go back to Leeds next year with United.
Yeah, well, obviously we play them this year, but there'll be no fans. But
yeah,
no, it'd be great, and it's definitely a moment I'm looking forward to, and I'll cherish it. But I'll just let you know, it's totally different going back as a United player. I know.
You will get absolutely ripped to bits.
Of course, yeah. At the time, obviously,
you'll love it.
If I was, this time, obviously, not going to chant my name. But when I was at Swansea, I think they knew that I wanted to go to Leeds, and nothing was my fault. So I think at that time it was just strange, and it's something that I'll always remember. And
I don't think that'd ever happen anywhere. Well, the opposition you're playing for one team.
I think the only one maybe you think about is when obviously we played Derby and obviously Rooney played. I think that's probably the only one when the next player. But that being when I hadn't even been at the club, I don't think. Do you know what I mean? It's very unlikely you'll ever. Do you know what I mean? Experience that again, and I never expected it.
Very rare, isn't it?
I never expected it. It's not like I thought, they're gonna chim a name. I didn't expect anything really. I just thought it's just a game, and yeah, it was strange. But going back to the question, it wasn't weird playing in this season. Maybe a little bit weird if there were fans, but it was just another game for me. It was a game that I really had to kick on, and I couldn't let that occasion get to me because it was my first start in a long time, and obviously to score was great as well. But no, saying as the question was said, it wasn't strange.
You talked about goosebumps there. There must have been goosebumps on your first competitive debut for United.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I was going to say, because we now know that's your boyhood team.
Well, yeah, I think people going back to I remember when I signed for United, it was I can't remember who it was. One of the Sky Sports who works on there said that he sports Liverpool, and I was thinking I don't sport Liverpool. But I never wanted to come out and be like, no, I support Chelsea youngster. But that obviously, when as I started playing football at Swansea and I was playing first team, it was kind of a team I follow. But you don't end up, supporting them anymore really. And that's obviously when I look at players when I was younger, Hazard and Mata and Drogba and players like that. They're players that I loved, and as I say, you kind of grow out of that. And I think my brother was obviously still a Chelsea fan, and to this day I think he still likes them, but it's not the same anymore. He obviously supports United, and it was quite strange. And playing them first game of the season, and before the game, I never thought it would come on. It's a big game. I thought it'd be a close encounter, and we were actually 3-0 up, and it was not surprising, but it was. I thought I could get my opportunity here, and it was kind of goosebumps when the gaffer called my name and he said, "You're going to go on." And I think I got about 15 minutes, which was great. And yeah, that was surreal coming on. I think the fans of when I made my debut it was just great of them clapping when you get on and really cheering you on. And that just set me alive, really.
Mm-hmm.
Scoring as well?
Yeah. I think I made maybe a couple of runs before that and didn't get the ball. And it was just make this one more run. And Paul, I didn't think he'd seen me at the time, and he played me the ball, and I actually took a touch and I thought, this is going to get away from me a bit. And I striked it, and thankfully it took a nice deflection, went in the back of the net. and that's when it just pure emotion, goosebumps, and didn't know what to do with myself, really. It was just at the Stretford end as well, and you could see how happy the fans were, not just to the scoreline, but how happy that obviously I've scored on my debut. And when I look at it back now, the clip, and the whole team come over to, the whole team, even Harry, you know what I mean, after a long game, and come over to celebrate with me, and it was just it was emotional, and my family are up at the top in the Stretford end, and I think my mum was crying as well. It was just a brilliant moment, and that will always be the number one highlight in my career. I think even if I go on to do great things, I think that will always one that will stick out, because it was his debut, and it was just unbelievable.